friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy with Amy Plans Things, and today we are continuing my experimentations creating Dutch doors in other sizes than my normal A5 creative journal. So today we'll be creating some waterfall Dutch doors with pockets in this larger notebook. This is a B6 sized notebook. I always want to experiment and find new ways to express my creativity. If you've watched my channel before, you know that part of what I love to do is use my creativity as part of my self-care routine. Thus, why I decorate my journals. If you're new here, welcome. I hope I can inspire you to try something new today. Creativity has been a daily practice for years now for me. Learning something new or trying something new is an important part of every single day. I found that with the help of today's sponsor, Skillshare, it is so easy to learn something new each and every day. I have been wanting to improve my skills in digital art and illustration ever since opening my own planner and sticker shop. Skillshare is the perfect community to take a class on my own schedule from the comfort of my home. As the largest online community for creatives, Skillshare has thousands of classes from industry experts across all areas of creativity. There are classes for productivity, design, illustration, video, photography, personal development, and more. I'm so excited to follow Skillshare's learning path, Reconnect to Yourself with guided journaling. Learning paths are curated class collections that are designed to take you from beginner to expert in a specific skill. I am also so intrigued by the learning path, Start a Life You Love with Systematic Goal Setting. That'll definitely be on my list next. But do you want to know the very first class that I'm taking? It's Easy Procreate Watercolors. Create botanical illustrations on your iPad. I have been using Procreate for 2 years now, and I have a style that I've gotten very comfortable with, but I want to expand that. I want to learn more, and watercolors is something that has been on my list. This is the perfect class to start my watercolor journey. Creativity is a muscle, and I enjoy exercising it every day through my journaling, my planning, my crafting, and more. Join me in practicing your creativity on Skillshare. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a free month trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Let me know in the comments what type of class you'd like to take first. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to all of you for checking Skillshare out at the link below. Our plan for our journal spread today is to start with the waterfall Dutch doors, continue with some pockets, and then add some little inserts into all those pockets. Here are all the supplies that we'll be using today for this journal spread. As always, I will list everything down below that I've used. All right, so we are in this B6 notebook, which is one of my experimentation notebooks. So that means that I haven't started writing in it yet because I do keep my current daily journal or diary in a smaller size. But we are gonna do this today, and I think we'll do either 2 or 3 pages. I'm not sure which yet, but we're gonna do some basic waterfall Dutch doors, which I thought would be really easy with some of these tapes because we can simply just go like this and then try to line them up to the best of our abilities later. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one here, and then we'll have another Dutch door going out from there. Sometimes I like to start at the back, but I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this yet. So we're gonna start at the front and just go with it. So this is one of the easiest ways to make a Dutch door, is to just create with one long strip of washi or PET tape. And I wanna make sure I have enough room for journaling over here if I was to be journaling in it. So I'm gonna start this about here. We'll cut off all the excess with the scissors and then use the gyro cut to trim the page down. So as you know, a standard Dutch door, like in real life with a door, is a door that opens either the top or the bottom separately from the other part of the door. In journaling, a Dutch door can be like that, going this way, but it also can be vertical as well. It's pretty much anything that has a cut out of the page. So this is my gyro cut tool. I love it. And right now, I am not cutting as close as I could to the edge of each of these florals, but the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not quite sure how it's going to be on the back side of it, and I want a little extra space to play with. I can trim this down in a minute if I need to, but we're going to see if we can line this up at all. And if we can't, we're going to figure something else out. But that looks pretty cute so far. Okay. So we are just going to start pulling this and see what we can do. That might not be too bad. Let's also try it this way, which might be interesting. Right. We're just trying to find the best spot possible to go with it. We also could grab a different one or kind of merge them together and use different parts. For instance, right, I feel like this goes really well right there. You know what? That might actually work pretty well all the way across. Let's go with that. And if we have to trim a little bit or something, that's all right. Like a little bit of a floral off the edge or something. And then we can add in a few little bits right there if we need to, or trim it down as much as we can on the other side. The other way I do like to create these is using stickers, of course, and then that entails placing down a whole lot of stickers, but I'm not sitting there trying to cut all these pieces out, because like now we need to trim all of that as well. But while we do this, I'm going to trim this down closer since we have extra space there. Just put all the sticker scraps to the side. And I didn't trim this yet, so let's get that. And we're going to keep flipping back and forth to take a look at it. So you see there's extra stuff there. I can't trim too much more there. That's just stuck there now, that's all right. So we're gonna see later if we can fill any of that in when we look at some of the other PET tapes. But for now, I think this is pretty close to what we want. I do have another video about creating pockets, and that was a different way. And now I'm gonna create it what I think is an easier way. So this looks really cute. I did grab this basic blue washi tape because I think it'll look really great with just this line right there. So I'm gonna do that on both sides of the page as well. Where did it go? There it is. All right, so there's our first Dutch door, and I will wrap this one back up and put it to the other side so that we know that we've used it, and then we'll go on to another one. All right, so this one I might want on the very last one, or else this, and I think this one might be great. But this one has the white music notes, so it's harder to see on this page. These ones both also have white music notes. So I'm thinking about how I want it to go. Maybe I do use these both. Have one here and then one here. Or, no, this is a nice easy way to make these Dutch doors. We're making these as simple as possible so that we can add in the pockets and things. Okay, so now I just have to decide which way. This way or this way. I think the florals need to go outward. And again, just double checking where I'm gonna put it, which is, oops, got it folded over a little higher. All right, there we go. And trim this up. Since this is a straight line, we can just use our scissors to trim it. Now the question is, do I want to add a blue line right here on the outside to just add some definition? Because we've got the blue line here, it might look really nice. Here's the great thing about washi tape. You can always pull it back up. If it's having trouble coming back up, you can use Undo, which is a product that will help you lift up the stickers without hurting the page. Okay. I kind of like that. Let's go with it. Make sure this is only one page. I've definitely cut through 2 pages before, which then is a process to try to fix. Awesome. That looks so fun. All right, let's add some more piano right here, and we'll lay some blue washi tape over it as well. All right, 2 of the Waterfall Dutch doors done. A Waterfall Dutch door, by the way, in case you're new here, is one that kind of cascades and lines up one after the other without a lot of extra stuff going on. So oftentimes you might see 5 or 6 pages of waterfall tabs is what they're called. This one, you know, is poking over the edge. We're gonna fix that. See, washi tape pulls right up. But a waterfall Dutch door kind of cascades, and it is still a type of Dutch door, but not all Dutch doors are waterfall tabs. All right, I think we're just gonna do these 2 because we definitely wanna make sure we have time for some pockets. So we're gonna add this one as the very last one, and I want it to go this way, I think. Let's just turn it. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay. So you see there's this little line right here. I'm gonna try to avoid that from where the pattern restarts. So we'll do this. Of course, I did not line it up perfectly, so just trying to fix that a tiny bit. go. All right, there we go. And then the only other thing is that you can see this has just a little jagged edge right there for some reason. I'm not sure why, but just to get rid of that and make it really nice and straight, I'm gonna go ahead and put this here since we've used it on all the other places as well. Okay. So we've got that covered. That looks so cute. The only other thing is that I like to make this strip also matching that. So we're gonna go ahead and put this down over here as well. And again, I'm gonna try to avoid the line. So I'll cut it to here. All right, and again, we're getting rid of that jagged line. So we're gonna put this down and let's see how much space we have left to fill on this. I think what we'll do is go ahead. Do I wanna put this one down? It might be nice to see it poking out from the other side as well, but I'm gonna cut it right to the edge. So the easiest way to do that is gonna be to trim it before I take off the backing. So I'm just gonna try to cut it as straight as I can, and it may not be perfect, but it'll be pretty close. I hope. Yeah, that'll work pretty well. If it goes over this blue a little bit, that's okay. I just don't want it going over all the way to the other one. Actually, haha, we'll remove the blue, then put the blue back, so anything that it accidentally goes over can be covered up. Perfect. Here we go, now that I've untangled it again. All right, and we can trim all this up. And see how cute that all looks? Great. I love creating pockets to add little places that you can keep mementos if you want to add anything to your journal, like ticket stubs from an event, or slip in notes or other things. And then I like to add in little pieces of paper that I can write on instead of just writing right on the page. So we're gonna create like one pocket per page. So I have 2 different pieces of paper here that I thought would go nicely with it. So we're gonna use these and we're gonna cut them each up a little bit to get started. So first, let's see how wide, which way do I want this to go? I'll do it this way. I'm gonna trim these down in a minute, but I'm just getting myself enough. So that one's gonna go in here. And then we'll do one a little bit smaller there. And then do it on this side again. So we'll do another one this side. So we are gonna trim these and make them look nice, I promise. All right, the other one is this one with these cool little florals. This one's gonna be really skinny. So do it like that. And then this one will be like the biggest. So about here. This will all make sense in a moment. Okay, so we have a lot to trim with these to make them nice and straight, and then we're gonna do some folds, and it's actually really easy to get these. Okay, paper cutter, here we go. We've got this fun little paper cutter. Got other paper stuck in there already. All right, so I'm just gonna trim this so that we can have some nice straight lines. So I'm lining it up at the top and just going like that. And so that's a nice straight line. This and this are, this one I need to trim as well. And there we go. I am gonna make some additional cuts on those, but I just wanna make sure I start with a good base. All right, and this one has 3 sides to trim. We'll start with the flat edge on the top. I don't think I trimmed that at all. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so these are straight enough. At least they don't look super jagged. So the way that we are going to do this, we'll start with this one, is let's first figure out where the folds are gonna be. Make sure they're nice and straight. And we wanna make sure that we don't see the corners of these folds. So what I'm going to do is trim off kind of like a triangle shape from the corners of the folds. It doesn't really matter how the triangle is shaped. You just want to make sure that you're not going to see the paper poking up from the back. Now that we've done that, we can do one more fold here. And yeah, again, I guess we're trimming this one more. This is the first time I've actually cut the pockets myself like this, so I'm figuring it out with you. Yeah, this will work, okay. Next time, oh my gosh, cut that the wrong way. But you know what? That's gonna work out just fine. Okay, next time we're making all the cuts at the same time instead of cutting. We're gonna do all the folds and then all the cuts. We'll get the hang of this, you guys. It's an experimentation, it's a process, it's a creative outlet, it's just fun. And it's okay if things don't go exactly how you have it in your head. Okay, so I've got my little tape runner here, and I'm gonna tape all these little folds that we just created to make a pocket. The only thing I don't want when I'm creating this pocket is to put it right at the top of the page, because then anything I stick in will stick out the top of the notebook. But now, as you can see, I've got this little pocket here. Here's a piece of paper that we did earlier. Look, stick it in, it can stay. Yeah. So now let's fold this one. And we are gonna fold all 3 sides at once. And also, this is very long. I want it to be a little shorter. I want it to be a little bit of a smaller pocket. So I'm gonna fold it up higher and trim. I think that's a good size. So we're gonna cut it here. We don't need that bit. Cut those triangles. And then cut it just like that. That's how we're gonna do it. And then it's perfect. See how quick that is to make these pockets? The last time I made pockets, it was really nice. It was really reinforced, but the process took a very long time. So this is the new and improved pockets using scrapbook paper. I think I'm gonna put this one here so they're not at the same level. And we're gonna follow that same tactic for all of these. And that'll be good. If you guys didn't know, blue is my favorite color, so anytime I make a blue spread, I'm just like super happy. All right, this one, I'm gonna make these really thin because I want it to fit nicely like this, but it is a little long, so I'm gonna trim off some of it again. Have it be like this sized. Now, if I'm making these skinny little edges, I just have to be careful not to get any tape inside here, or else the pocket might get stuck to the page and then it'll be harder to get stuff in and out of it. And again, I'm just keeping these all down here to make sure nothing's poking up. This should give plenty of space to keep us from doing that. Okay, this one's gonna fit over on this side. This one over here. Yeah. So hopefully by now you have the idea of pockets after watching me create all of these. It only requires a few folds and a few cuts with scrapbook paper and tape. You can put this into any journal spread, any planner page. Pockets are an easy way to add so much. Okay, we've got that one. That looks so fun, you guys. Okay, this one, do we want to make it a little shorter or have it big? Let's do it big. That wasn't quite a straight fold. There we go. Okay, so I just got a little tape on the inside. So, and on the outside. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure, see how that's stuck right there? Just pull off any of the excess that I can. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you see we have all these pockets. Felt a little more tape there, so just got that off. And now we've got all our pockets in. So the last material I have that we haven't used yet are these dot grid pages. And you could use just printer paper or other light scrapbook paper or cardstock, whatever you want. I chose to use these. They're a little bit thinner than the notebook pages. So by adding in pockets, it won't be so bulky with the thinner pages, which is actually kind of nice. So first, we are going to figure out how big to make these. And we'll need our paper cutter again. Okay. So I'm going to trim it this way just because I can measure really nicely. And then fit it in to here. Yeah, so that'll fit. And I don't know how I'm going to trim it yet, but this is just how we're going to get these little pieces in. And you could make as many inserts as you want for each of these, but I'm going to do one for each. And then if I needed to, I could add more later. But I'm just showing you how I would do it. So I'm going to make sure all of them fit before we do anything with the paper. Okay, this one's going to be pretty skinny. So I might, if I was using that one, I might write on it sideways or something like that, because you don't want to get it too close to the edges to make sure it fits in. This one's really skinny. We don't need that one. Unless we just do 2 in here. Maybe we'll do 2 in that one. I don't know. We'll see. All right, we have more paper. See, this one's a little harder to get in, but we figured it out. And let's see what size this one is. We'll go with that so that I don't use another piece of paper. All right, so we've got all our little pieces. And so what I'm gonna do now is grab stuff that we haven't used yet. And the one I really wanna use is the saxophone because I have an undergraduate degree in saxophone performance. So when I saw all these PET tapes, I just absolutely loved them, just with the whole music thing. So what I'm gonna do is put this here as like the header, so it's gonna stick out and we'll see it, and then everything underneath will be like a journaling section that's like nice and hidden and I can put away. So we're gonna line this up right to this line and then pull this out and trim everything. And so as I mentioned, there is white music notes on this. So as I'm thinking about this, I actually thought pulling it up and saving it for a minute, putting it to the side, and grabbing our inks. Let's try Salty Ocean and Chipped Sapphire with this. These are distress inks. You can use any kind of ink you want. I'm actually going to use this extra piece of paper to cover my tabletop with so that we don't mess anything up. And we're just going to try this. If we have to make another page and this doesn't work, that's okay too. But I'm going to bring this down since we're using the ink and kind of just have it come down around the corners of the page here. Okay. And then this this one and add a little bit of depth by adding in a darker color in a few spots. And try to blend it all together. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to figure out again where we're gonna put this and see if this helps us see the white music notes. I think I need it to be a lot darker to do that, but I kind of like it anyways. Let's keep it. I'm all for it. Also just adds a little pop of color. Okay. So with this little notes page that is going to go in the pocket, the only other thing I would want to do is I could use highlighter and make some lines, but I use Distress inks, so I'm not going to do that. And then the only other thing is to go ahead and punch all the corners, because I think it looks really good when things have these little rounded corners. So we've got this little one, and just like the other stuff, we are just making it all matchy with this blue tape. It really pulls it all together. So there's like the little decorative section up top and then a journaling section down below. Oh, this is so cute. You could also decorate the back if you wanted to. We'll see if we get to that or not. Look at that. That is so cute. So we're going to do the same thing with all of these. We'll just go one at a time so that I don't mix up where everything's going. But we will do it. We'll do all the ink first, then all the washi, and so on. We'll just leave all the ink open for now. A little more ink right there. There we go. There. Start this one with the darker blue, just to change it up. All right, all these colors are coming along. We've got two here. I just pulled one out from the back as well, so we'll just go with it. This one I'll color opposite corners. This one, put all the ink down here. You have to work a little bit quick with inks just because they do start to dry on the page. As you can see, my hands are getting covered as well, but they'll blend not as well if you wait too long between the two different colors, which is why I'm working in only 1 or 2 pages at a time. Just because if I do all of one color across all these little notes that we're creating, it probably won't be able to blend as well. there. Go with that one. All right. There we go. Let's go through and do these now. So we are gonna do this one. See, we have this whole section right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and use these pieces. We'll do the trumpet on this one. Move things out of our way again. So I'm just gonna line them up like how this is gonna sit. And go ahead and put this down and save a little time by doing both the PET tape and the washi tape at the same time. And then we can trim it all at once. Pockets are definitely going to be something I bring back more and more because they're just so fun. Let me know what you guys think. All right, let's look at this one. That is so cute. So much fun, you guys. Okay, so this one we have a double. So what I think I'm gonna do is, this one is slightly smaller than the one in front of it. So we're gonna do, this one is gonna be the shorter one. Go ahead and do the drum here. We're gonna make this like a Dutch door of notes. Such a weird concept, but should be pretty cute, I think. Okay, so we've got that one. And I think I actually need to add a little more ink on this one since we're making it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna add some right up here. Okay. And this one, since we have this one already, let's just go ahead and add this right up to the top of like this section over here. As you can tell, I love using different materials to mix things all together, kind of like art journaling or junk journaling, where you're using all sorts of different materials into some kind of mixed media. Let me know what other supplies you'd like to see me experiment with in these journals. All right, we're gonna round all these corners as best we can. Try it from this side. It's having a little trouble with the PET tapes, but we're working it out. All right, tiny bit to trim right there. So cute. Again, I'm gonna try this upside down, see if it works better for the tape. Well, it's getting the corner, it's just not cutting the tape. Oh, it cut that side. So at least since it cut the paper, I know exactly how the curve should be. Look at that, our little notes Dutch door. That's so much fun, you guys. Okay. Next up, we haven't done the harp, so we'll do that. And then we'll just have to pull out this tape roll, which we haven't used yet, or grab some other instruments. Since we've used instruments all the way across, oh my gosh, that's way too short. Will that fit on this one? Nope. We will. Do I want to cut all the way over to this other harp? I do. I want to use that harp. There we go. Let's double check where we're going. This is so cute, you guys. As I keep saying, as I do all these experimentations in this particular notebook, I keep saying maybe this will be my next creative journal that I'm actually writing in, just because I'm loving all of these pages that I'm creating in this one. This is just a really good size of notebook. It's really fun to experiment with and have plenty of space to do like everything. Again, problems with the PET tape on here, but that's okay. Look at that. It looks so cute. All right. Now we have this whole big thing. Let's do a saxophone again, just because I can. And I love it. Right, this looks so much fun. There's that one. Oh my goodness. Okay. This one, let's just do 2 on there because I just think it'll look nice. We'll get this one all the way up to the edge. We haven't used that one yet, I don't think, so that will work well. Oh, the blue tape. Almost forgot the thin little tape right there. one little piece to trim, and then I think we're done. All right, so as always, you can use some highlighters or markers or something to make lines on the pages if you want to. I don't think I'm going to on this spread, but I would probably choose some nice blue or very light pink to add some contrast if I was going to do that. But here is the finished Waterfall Dutch doors with pockets. These are adorable. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!